to be Manchester United's second signing of this transfer window. You would say, what transfer window? It's not even open yet. And second signing, yes, our second signing of this window. Because unless you was living under a rock, you might have actually been getting over Manchester United winning a game yesterday. But yesterday we got the announcement and we got our first...
Here we go.
From Fabrizio Romano himself, and that was Matheus Cunha signing on the dotted line, deal done. That all got finalised last night, and just as we were settling down to sleep, bang, more news from the Telegraph saying that Liam Delap is going to join Manchester United this week. He has chosen Manchester United and he's going to become the second signing for Manchester United. Now, obviously the Cunha news, I'm just going to roll it out there and say that that one is done. We covered it last night on the show, late last night, saying he's taking the number 10 shirt of Marcus Rashford. That's all finalised. Liam Delap, I'm not completely convinced yet, obviously, but these are quite convincing reports and there are multiple ones of them now. To be honest, just this morning alone, on top of what the Telegraph said last night, we had Nicola Scherer come out, journalist over in Italy, saying that Manchester United's offer for Liam Delap is a 5-year deal with an extra year on top if triggered, so 6-year on the table for Liam Delap to be a Manchester United player. And it is thought that he has made his mind up, and this week we will find out and we will be told that Liam Delap is going to be joining Matheus Cunha at Manchester United. We'll get through all of this. We'll get through all of your comments. We have a lot to get through. My God, like I did say that as soon as that final whistle blew yesterday against Aston Villa, that it was just going to go and kick off royally and the transfer window will go into complete overdrive, and it has done and some. Romano, like we said last night, dropping the news on Matheus Cunha. Get involved in the chat, everybody. You tell me, because Cunha, I think everybody knew was happening, but still, just to see it finalised and get the here we go, everyone's really happy. It is a massive improvement and a great player for Manchester United to sign. Real significant one for United. Liam Delap, I don't know. My audience and what I have seen here on my live shows, not all of you have been convinced by this. In fact, there is quite a big chunk of the Man United fans fan base that is not convinced by the signing of Liam Delap. But I think what you can say in all of this, now let's just look at the overall picture of it. We'll get into Delap in a minute. We'll bring up your comments up from the live chats and get your thoughts on this. Liam Delap, Matheus Cunha, the window isn't open for 6 days, and Manchester United have wrapped up these deals. We've actually got a here we go in May on the last day of the season. Let that just sink in for starters. That there alone tells you that what Ruben Amorim was saying on that pitch yesterday, the good times will come. This won't happen again. We've suffered together. Now it's time to rebuild. You will see a different Manchester United side on the pitch next season. Them words alone from Ruben Amorim, and then bang, tonight, I think they knew it was coming tonight. I think they were going to drop it tonight no matter what. They released the news. Obviously, Romano went with the here we go round late last evening. And I think United now are just in a position where there's no room, like we've said before, there's no room for error, but they have to be full on. Full frontal, let's go, let's attack these transfers and let's get them in as quickly as possible. We need to convince this fan base. That's the only way. That's how I see it. And I'm a fan. I'm a match-going fan. I go to every single game at Old Trafford. I get to as many away games as possible. I've been around Europe. I've been around the world, following Manchester United. As a match-going fan, talking to you guys, talking to everybody who is watching from overseas, nobody's convinced at all. Like I am still, as positive as I am, still going to need a lot more convincing when it comes to these deals. Now, Liam Delap, let's get into this one now. Just to break it down, before we get into Liam Delap as a player, two signings this week, like before the window opens. Just let that sink in. That's not Manchester United of old. That's proactive recruitment and forward-thinking planning. And that has been going on for a while, it would seem. Good to have a structure in place. Good to have people at the football club who knew what they're doing when it comes to getting deals done. Let's just say that and get that out of the way. Thank you. Let's move forward. Liam Delap, quality of player. What is he? How is he going to bring a different quality to Manchester United? Again, This comes down to Ruben Amorim, what he said in his press conference the other day for me, when he said that I will get the final say on any player coming to Manchester United. I feel like Christopher Vival, Jason Wilcox, the recruitment team of Manchester United, I think has pushed this deal forward into Ruben Amorim. I'm not saying that they've backed him into a corner and he's had to go with this deal. I just feel like he liked the player anyway. The price it was, if other sales can be done, United might be able to go out and buy another forward, and we'll see what that does and how that changes Manchester United's outlook and what we look like going into next season in that forward line. But what I think here is this is a deal that like he said on Saturday, Ruben Amorim, when he said every single one of us is all aligned, everyone knows exactly what we want and where we're going. The players, I think, have been discussed already. I think Manchester United's summer is laid out. I do believe they know what players they've got. They've already contacted what players they want to get. And dependent on what the end of the season finished like, I think they're ready to go now and get these deals done. I said this before. Manchester United are incredibly lucky to already have someone like Matheus Cunha over the line and done. Someone who doesn't even look at where Manchester United's season finished up, how poor we have been. The disaster which Manchester United has been. They've been a walking disaster this season, United. Not bothered, massive United fan, wanted to come. Lucky Manchester United is all I'll say. Really lucky. And the deal was easy to make. Romano said all along, look, the structure of the deal and the payments is not going to be a problem. Minor details for Matheus Cunha in the personal terms. As soon as they were agreed, which we got confirmation of yesterday, this was going to be a done deal. And we got the final, here we go, last night. Delap was on the radar for Ruben Amorim at Sporting last summer to take him to Portugal before he moved to Ipswich. I'm an admirer of him, Ruben Amorim is. Obviously, Jason Wilcox is big on Delap. He has seen him from the academy all the way through, because he was the one that brought Liam Delap through into Manchester City's academy before he was then sold on. So this is a player that was not only on Ruben Amorim's radar before Wilcox and Amorim met or came together as a force in a recruitment team. He was a player that Jason Wilcox nurtured and brought through Manchester City's academy, had him under his wings, seen the talent. Obviously, he has had a massive impact for England under 21s as well. A good impact for Ipswich. I know there's a lot of you thinking Adam Stott building him up and making him sound like he is the next best thing. But honestly, right now, looking at the situation, I still feel like Manchester United are getting a better player than what we've got. I do. I think we've got a player there that will understand what Ruben Amorim wants and has got the attributes and characteristics to work in a Ruben Amorim system. Yeah, he may not be that marquee signing. He might not be that player that Manchester United fans are used to getting. The big signing. Look, we went out two summers ago and bought Rasmus Højlund for 75 million quid. And everybody's like, this kid must be absolutely awesome. But they must know something that we don't. That's the difference between Rasmus Højlund and Liam Delap. We all know what Liam Delap is. We all know what his history is. We all know where he's come from, who he's worked with, what clubs he's been at, what his whole academy career was. England under 21s, everything. We know everything. And it's 30 million. 30 million quid. Let that just sink in a moment. That's £45 million cheaper than Rasmus Højlund. This is a no-brainer transfer for Manchester United in terms of the package and everything. This is a player that probably, in my eyes personally, is not good enough to lead Man United's line on his own, but can get better in time with that price tag on him, which isn't that much. That's the difference in these types of deals. That's all I'm going to say on that one, because honestly, I don't want to try and say that you're wrong. I don't want to say that your opinion is out there, and I'm not trying to big Liam Delap up to be something that he isn't. I know where Liam Delap is. I know he's a player that really, for Man United, honestly, I think he should be playing under another striker. I get that. But just to get this deal done and over the line, because everybody's after him, and it is such a good deal for United, to have someone in at 30 million at that age who can get better, who has got a bit of experience, has that nasty streak, has that run. And like we said before, and all of the stats and everything that The Athletic put out in Manchester United's data analysis of Liam Delap when that was released, and the runs that he makes just fit a Ruben Amorim system. Are we looking at a player deeper than what the player is just on paper? as in, like, it's the star player. That's the type of player we need. He's got the experience. He's got everything. He's got the goal-scoring attributes. Are we looking at everything else like other clubs do? All Manchester United fans have been moaning about for years and years and years now is that we're not at the forefront of what the likes of Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, all of these other clubs do in the transfer window. All of these clubs like Crystal Palace's recruitments, finding these young gems, finding these players that will go on to be mega players. Now, we got lucky, I think, again with Liam Delap and Ipswich taking him and having that relegation clause. Nobody expected Kieran McKenna to be completely bummed out and obviously Ipswich be as bad as they were. But that relegation clause and the fact that Matheus Cunha only wants Manchester United, and for us to get these two deals done so quickly, and like I said, that's an if with Delap still. We're only listening to what reports are saying that Delap is going to come this week and announce that he's going to be Manchester United who he chooses. I think we have to look at that and go, we have actually hit gold after the season that we've had. And don't take that the wrong way, please. I'm just saying that to get two deals done with players that I think will improve this current Manchester United side before the real window even opens is massive. And everybody would always say, we've got to sell players to bring players in. We've got to do this before we can even do that. No, we've been proactive from the get-go before the season's even finished. And it looks like before this window officially opens on June 1st, United have two players registered at the club, ready to go. That, I think, is the bigger point in all of this here right now. We'll get into the comment section. We'll talk about everything that's going on with all of your thoughts on what we seen yesterday, what we actually like in Matheus Cunha and Delap coming in. Talk to me about the quality of these players, if you're happy or not. I mean, be honest, you always are, and I love you for it. So let's get into that and get cracking with all of your comments on this now. I'm just going to jump into the Super Chats first of all. Yeah, I know that Delap isn't a done deal, everybody. I have just said that and reiterated that. It was a big if. It's a big if. If we can get these deals done, that, I think, is Manchester United. Because let's be honest, even if Delap doesn't happen, Manchester United are positioned to have two deals done before the window opens. They're ready to go. The offer's on the table. So United have been proactive. Do you know what? Even if Delap doesn't sign this week, Manchester United have still got that deal in place and we're ready to go with it. And I'm talking about the how Manchester United have started the window without it even starting, in a way. How surprised I am that we've managed to get these two deals done if Delap comes off. But like I said, like a big if still. The report is that Delap is choosing United and that will come this week. But just the fact that we are moving and moving so fast, I think is the bigger positive. Yes. Let's get into these chats. Manny says, Amorim is a genius. Delap will become Zlatan under Ruben. And of course, with Trincao behind him. Stop talking about Trincao, mate. There's no word on him yet. It's not happened, Manny. But I know you love him. And we'll see. We'll see, mate. Delap is a bench striker for us. Nothing more. I disagree. I think he'll get his fair share of games at United. I really do. But keep your comments coming in, everyone, please. Looks like the owners have no chance than to back the genius Ruben Amorim. Let's do a sporting at Old Trafford, says Mane. Block says, great to have a pint with you and Kaz yesterday. Still can't believe we won a game that I went to. The jinx is over. See you next season, mate. Yeah, thank you for that, Block. Absolute legend, mate. Really do appreciate that as well. Me and Kaz and Frankie were buzzing with meeting you up there with Graham and everything before the game, and it is good. I'm going to miss the sort of build-up to games and meeting and talking to people. I think we were saying that yesterday. Not going to miss going to Old Trafford right now. I need time off from going to see Manchester United just to get over everything that happened this season. But it was nice yesterday to get a win, to then get the Cunha news, now flying out on tour. If we do manage to wrap up another signing this week, then it has been a all right end and start to the summer. It's like I'm not getting carried away with one win against Villa. We deserved a win, by the way. We're not getting carried away with that. But it's nice. It's just a nice week. Let's just say it's nice to have a couple of nice days. I think that's how I'll round that bit up there. I'm so glad that we're not in Europe. Ruben and this squad that he builds can get full praises. How it should be, not a bypass. with weak-willed players. Look, I think, if anything, Ruben Amorim can really be judged. Like, for instance, next season, Spurs going into the Champions League. You would look at that and you would probably give a little bit of leeway to like managing the games and stuff like that with Ange Postecoglou. I still think he's going to get sacked very, very quickly into the new season because I think they'll get bowled over in the Champions League. And we've seen, like yesterday, beaten 4-1 by Brighton. They cannot handle European football and domestic football. It's just not doable for them. But Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, one thing that will happen, and this is for all you Ruben, not haters, let's not say that, but Ruben doubters, he will get full judgment because he has got time. And that is what is good as well in this, because we can properly judge what Ruben wants to do. He's rebuilding a team without the distraction of European football and overplayed players, and obviously a massive, massive schedule of games, which is really going to affect Manchester United's progress. He has got more time to work with these players. He's got more time to fine-tune what he wants, and he can handpick a squad this summer and get rid of certain players because he doesn't need as many. We've not played as many games to work and get Manchester United back up that Premier League table. Honestly, I do believe that if Ruben doesn't get 6 in the table, then I think he will be let go next summer anyway. I really do think that. I think the expectation is there and everybody's waiting to see what happens. He's had enough time now and he knows. And I thank him for his honesty. I thank him for apologising to the fans yesterday and everything else that comes with it. But right now, next season, as soon as it kicks off, and he says he cannot wait to start next season now, I'm really intrigued to see how this goes for him. I am, but that's it. This season is done. Forget about it. Like he said, yeah, fair enough. But next season has to be better. And with this now, well, let's see. Because Kaz asked me the question last night. What do you expect from Manchester United next season? I cannot even answer that question. I can't answer it until I see what happens this summer. When we're going into the final week of the summer and the season's just about to start, I will make my predictions for the season going off what I've seen in pre-season and transfers and players that have come in. I do believe that Cunha will make United stronger. Adding Liam Delap to that as well will make Manchester United a lot stronger. I think our forward line will be a lot more combative. I think it'll have more energy. I think it'll have more pace, control, creativity, and goals. I think it will with them two signings. Manny says, another super chat, missing Europe. Ruben now only needs a smaller squad. Fair play limits our ability to sell, so it have to be about the Premier League. This means we have no excuses next season. Watch Amorim start calling the shots now. Yep, exactly, no excuse next season. That's exactly where Manchester United fans are at with this now, with Ruben Amorim, I feel. Let's get a couple more chats in here as well. Gaza says, I don't agree, Adam. I'm backing Amorim. Trust the project. He is our manager, and I've seen enough from him to believe the process. He will get us back to the very top. I don't agree with what, mate? What did I say? I've said I'm fully behind Amorim, but I do believe that he needs to get into that top 6 next season. I really do, because I think this summer he is going to get substantial backing. And there's no excuse. We should be able to get top 6 next season without European football. We should. It's an ask. I know it's an ask. It's a tough ask. But we have got an advantage now over all of them clubs in Europe. All of them clubs that are in Europe competing week in, week out. Manchester United have always been on the other foot. We've always been playing European game, domestic game. Now it's different. Now United should be able to attack this Premier League season full on. And we are jam-packing our team, what looks like, going off this Delap news and obviously the signing of Matheus Cunha, jam-packing it with Premier League proven quality players. And you could argue the fact of quality with Liam Delap, but it's still Premier League players. And I believe that Delap at 30 million is still a very, very good signing in modern day football. I do. And I don't think anybody, even people in this chat right now that are doubting that transfer, I don't believe that you would have a problem with Delap being in the squad if United, say, went out and bought another striker, a better one. So, for instance, say Manchester United did sell Bruno Fernandes and did sell Garnacho and then use that money to go out and buy another striker, and then Manchester United are looking at a completely different setup altogether with Delap and another striker behind him. And I think everyone would be happy with that. I don't think anyone would be looking at that as a bad transfer window at all. I really don't. We actually played well with like a team yesterday for 90 minutes, and it was enjoyable to watch. It was just a nice way to finish, Babs, wasn't it? I can't believe how bad Villa were yesterday. And what was Emi Martinez doing? I'd still sign him. I would. I'd still sign him. I don't care. I really don't care. On the goalkeeping front, by the way, everybody, Romano last night, to move things on, was talking about Andre Onana and why he was left out of the squad yesterday. Now, he said Andre Onana was left out of the squad because there is a possibility that Manchester United will sell Andre Onana this summer. There is still interest in the Saudi Pro League for Andre Onana. Let's watch this. Manchester United are looking at several strikers, at several goalkeepers. They will bring in a goalkeeper this summer. They will. Whether or not it's a big name one depends on Onana leaving, but more and more noises now are coming out, and literally everyone walking into that game yesterday was talking about Andre Onana. Why has he been dropped from the squad completely? This is a good sign. Ruben covered it up a little bit by saying you just need Bayindir to experience these moments. It's good for him. Yeah, I get that, and Ruben's just saying the necessary and saying what's needed with the media in his face and everything. I'm just glad that he doesn't have to talk to the media anymore. I'm glad that he doesn't have to answer these questions. All it should be now is Manchester United getting business done and us moving forward. But on the Andre Onana one, Romano did mention Milinkovic-Savic at Torino. There is genuine interest there from Manchester United. We know that Emi Martinez is a bit more of it's a bigger shout, but now that Aston Villa have not got European football, they may have to sell Emi Martinez. And maybe United go in and try and test the water with a cheaper bid. And say, look, if you do that, we'll give you Marcus Rashford a bit cheaper. Something like that. It could work out. But obviously, like we discussed yesterday on our other channel, Football Talks, we were also talking about the possibility that Marcus Rashford is going to be stuck this summer. And Marcus Rashford, now with Aston Villa not having European football, Barcelona rejecting Manchester United's prices and not wanting to pay Marcus Rashford's wages, Luis Diaz is their top target. All of this now makes the situation with Marcus Rashford a little bit uncertain. But then last night when we got the news about Matheus Cunha and him taking Marcus Rashford's number 10 shirts, it's sort of, in a weird way, well, not weird, but like Cunha taking Marcus Rashford's shirt while he's still a Manchester United player just reconfirms that Manchester United are not messing around this summer. It's like, oh, Villa didn't get Champions League. Barcelona don't want Rashford. Everyone's struggling. Is he going to end up... Well, if he comes back, he's still not going to be used. Like he is. Manchester United are making a very, very clear message here. They're making it very obvious for everybody. There is no room for Rashford at Manchester United. Cunha's got your shirt. He's replaced you. You're out. It's gone. And that was really interesting yesterday, more than anything, that it's going to be the number 10 shirt. He wears number 10 at Wolves, obviously, and everyone would normally say that, oh, well, that's his favourite shirt. He's going to obviously wear that shirt. But no, Marcus Rashford, still a United player. And that shirt going to Cunha, that's significant. Because that is a statement for Manchester United. That is a Ruben Amorim statement, and that's the club right behind the manager. That, I feel, is exactly where Manchester United need to be this summer. This is where we need to be in terms of our attitude going into it. It's no holds barred. It's getting business done. It's that ruthless streak. It's that cutthroat approach to everything that's going on. And what we're looking at now is, I feel, a different Manchester United going into this transfer window, which is hopefully going to develop a different team going into the summer. But Cunha coming in, taking Rashford shirts, massive, big statement from United. I feel like what Romano said regarding Andre Onana yesterday in his YouTube video was very significant as well, because this is how we started off with Garnacho, that there is real interest in Garnacho leaving Manchester. There is a chance he could be leaving United, and that changed very quickly to concrete going. And he also said this yesterday again. He backed up what he said previously on Garnacho and said that he is leaving Manchester United this summer. But an interesting point he made with Garnacho was that it has been driven that it's Manchester United pushing Garnacho out the door. But an interesting bit that Romano said yesterday was that it's also Garnacho's people that are pushing very, very hard to make this move happen. So this is from the players' side as well. And I think it's just been portrayed in the media like Ruben has said, see you later, go get another football club. I think Ruben would have just told Garnacho, maybe it's just best to part ways. Go find another football club. And then all of a sudden, for some strange reason, the club have released this to The Athletic, and it's cut out, and it just looks like now, and this is what we were discussing this before the game yesterday, does that make Garnacho's price drop because we've announced that he is leaving and Manchester United want him out? Does it make him look like he's a problem? And then anyone comes in, it's like, well, you want him out of the club, so we're just going to bid you in the balls now and go in with a low price. I don't necessarily think that Ruben Amorim wanted this to come out. He said yesterday he's a United player. He's on the plane to Malaysia. They're already landed in, and job done. And that side of things, we'll get these couple of games out the way, and then thankfully, after that, it's a non-international summer, no international tournaments. United have got plenty of time and plenty of room to get business done. I think the Garnacho deal is going to get done quite quickly, personally. I think there are plenty of options there. Romano said last night that there is obviously the Napoli interest as well. Although Damasio was talking after the game yesterday about uncertainty about Antonio Conte's future at Napoli. So that I'm not sure. That sounds a bit far-fetched, to be honest, after winning the title and De Bruyne going over there as well. It's a weird one. But no, you've got the Romano saying that obviously you've got Chelsea still interested. Obviously, if they're sending Sancho back, they're getting rid of Felix. Mudryk is going. Lots of room at Chelsea for the likes of Garnacho. And now that they've got Champions League football as well, that may tempt Garnacho in. And obviously, it gives Chelsea the money to go out and buy another player. And the beauty with Garnacho and Chelsea and that move, and what's being discussed, is Garnacho is only on 50 grand a week wages. So Chelsea don't have to go massive on the wage structure for Garnacho. I think we remember in terms of Napoli, they weren't happy that Garnacho was asking for approximately, I think it was about 80 grand a week wages. Chelsea could easily make a deal happen for Garnacho now that they've got Champions League football confirmed. And again, like you've got Maresca there, who is looking for that type of forward. I mean, this could actually happen for me. If I was picking a club that Garnacho goes to, I don't know if he'd go to the riches of the Saudi Pro League. I don't think that would be my bottom option. I did a video on this on Football Talks the other day, actually, talking about where Garnacho would probably end up on all of the options. I think there is a chance he could go to Atletico Madrid. I do believe that Napoli is the perfect fit for him. Former teammates there as well, doing well. Conte wants him. There's room for him there at Napoli. I think it fits perfectly. They've got money. They're in the Champions League. I really do think that it would be the right fit. And then you've got Atletico, former club. You've got the lure of that. He knows it. Knows it well. Simeone would take him. There's plenty of money there for them as well, and a wage structure which fits. Then you've got Chelsea. I think he goes to all of them and fits in quite well. And that, like Romano said there, is why United are confident that this deal can get done for Garnacho. And he is definitely leaving Manchester United. We've known this for a while, but Romano doubling down yesterday and saying that Garnacho is out, I think is big. I think it's very big to add to that as well. I'm going to bring up all of the other news as well in a moment. Let's get through a few more super chats that have just popped in. Thank you again, Block. I felt for Amorim yesterday. He has nothing to apologise for. Our silent owners need to apologise rather than hiding behind our manager. Wimps, says Block. A lot would agree with that one, mate. Brian, thank you, Brian. If Cunha and Ahmad are our starting 10s next season, are we going to shoehorn Bruno into the pivot again? Can't believe we're not taking the 100 million. Update on Bruno coming up next. Just stay tuned for that one, everyone. Let's get through a couple more of these. King Eric 7 says, if you look at Amorim's history with getting rid of players, Rashford would be here if he wanted him. Plus, Radcliffe will want his wages off the books. Yes, he will. He definitely will. Another one from Block says, if we sign Martinez, can we appeal his red card? That was the most blatant red card I've ever seen in my life yesterday. It was so funny. It's like, mate, what are you doing? Like, there's lunacy, and then it's losing your head. Like, does he know who he's up against? Rasmus would have missed that chance, so you should have stayed on your line, mate. What Emmy did today makes me want to sign him now. We're done with jelly wrist scared keepers. As for Rashford, all that's left is to stop paying that overpriced wage. Giving Cunha a 10 shows Amarim's mindset. 100% agree with that. Andrew, thank you for them 5 gifted memberships. Legend. Please give Andrew a big thank you in the chat. There will be more members content this week, by the way, everybody. Are definitely coming this week for you all. We need an 8, so get Garner sold and go for Edison. Will Edison come now without Champions League football? That was one that was really pending Champions League, I thought. So not sure if that is going to happen, mate. Really not sure on that one. But let's see. Yeah, and let's not forget, like, just quickly yesterday, in terms of Manchester United's recruitment team, how good was Aidan Heaven yesterday, everyone? I mean, seriously, did he not pocket Ollie Watkins yesterday? That is an absolute steal. 1.5 million quid for Aidan Heaven. Now, come on. That has to give you a little bit of a pick-me-up. Knowing that we've got that player there, that cheap, now signed up for the next 5 years. I mean, seriously, that alone is exactly what Manchester United need to be doing alongside other signings that we've just discussed as well. More reports from The Athletic yesterday. In regards to Manchester United's transfer strategy this summer, the idea is that the profiles sought can translate across systems rather than be solely appropriate for the 3-4-2-1 formation. So, that saying there, I think, in what The Athletic is reporting is that Manchester United's hierarchy structure are buying players not specifically just for Ruben Amorim and what he wants. The characteristics have to be right. It has to be the right type of recruitment. Like I just said there with Aidan Heaven, that's good recruitment. That's very good recruitment because he fits into a back three. I'm sure he'll be comfortable in a back two in terms of 2 centre-backs as well with the 4 across. But they're buying players that have got characteristics more than anything. That word, they're adaptable. And if you've got players like that who are proper professionals, not like this lot, who cannot play a certain system, well, the system really didn't fail them yesterday, did it? They all turned up and played yesterday. And you can see yesterday that team was with a load of players that I think Ruben Amorim actually trusts. I think that was a team full of players that Ruben probably would go to and not have a problem with. That's what it looked like to me yesterday anyway with that one. Just a quick one. As well regarding the Gyökeres situation, and Ornstein has reported on the Arsenal side of things. Arsenal have got a decision to make between Sesko and Gyökeres, both fantastic options and talents. I do expect one of them quite possibly to come into the Emirates Stadium this summer. So Arsenal have still not decided on Gyökeres yet, which gives United the time, chance and opportunity, I feel, more than anything, to get the deal done if they want to. I'm going to bring up I'm going to bring up Bruno's situation in a minute. Just going to do a couple more chats quickly. First of all, thank you everybody for being part of the show this morning. If you are loving the content, please drop a like in on the video. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV as well. Just on the 2,500 in the room on the morning show. That is epic. Thank you everybody for all of your support again. We are flying. We have gone past 79,000 subscribers actually overnight. So closing in on that 80,000 very quickly. So thank you everyone again for all of your support on the channel. Manny says Ahmad was brill at right wing back, and for the last time Bruno is an 8. You celebrating Linda F's, I'm not going to swear, mate, not early in the morning, Linda F's last game as a United player, get the champagne unbottled, so happy. Really happy that that's the end of Lindelof. Like, farewell, go and get your moment. I'd never get carried away with moments like that, with players walking around the pitch. We had a win and everyone was happy. Don't care. The real business starts now. And I'm expecting a lot from this team next season. I really am. Attitude, application, everything. No excuse at all. Or they're getting it double-barreled next season. I promise you that. 100%. But yeah, Lindelof gone, Evans gone, Ericsson gone. Nice little gesture from Bruno Fernandes on the penalty yesterday. A lot of people saying that because Bruno didn't take that penalty means he's staying. I disagree. I don't think that is the case at all. I don't think we even look into it that much, to be honest. Bruno would just do that anyway, I feel, He is a captain. He is a leader of Manchester United. Great assist again for Ahmad yesterday for Bruno. Fantastic numbers. Bruno and Ahmad link up. It's scary. It really is scary. Bruno at 8, more discipline next season? I don't know, because the report from The Athletic on the Bruno situation, that's where I'm going next. This came through yesterday. So this is the I'm going to say that this is the definites of this deal, because this has come from The Athletic. So here's your realistic offer on the table and what is genuine with the Bruno. So the Al Hilal offer is real. They're offering Bruno Fernandes a 4-year contract, not a 3-year like originally reported. On £21 million a year net. So that's with... It's tax-free, basically. It's 21 million quid a year in Bruno's skyrocket. The Saudi Arabian side are prepared to pay Manchester United 80 million quid. Right, so it's 80 million, not 100 million, and Bruno's on a 4-year contract offer. That's directly from The Athletic. So, that I think, looking at that is more realistic than anything else, I think, than what we've seen so far. I think, like I said, they know, like, it's still massive money, and to be honest, 80 million is still a number that you cannot turn down for Bruno Fernandes. Like I said anything, I think back in January, if someone was bidding for Bruno, like anything above 70 million, you've got to start looking at that with serious sort of implications. You've got to look at that and go, that's going to change everything at Manchester United. And I've said this before, what you're looking at there is also Bruno Fernandes' wages off the book, which is nearly 20 million a year already at Manchester United. So I think it doesn't change the fact that United have still got a decision to make, just because them details are not what we first originally reported. I think it's still where it was. I think United have got a decision to make, and so too has Bruno Fernandes. 2 more games while on this Malaysia tour, and then we go. We make the decision. We make that call. I think that's where Manchester United have to be at. And I think that Manchester United right now, personally, we're in a position where I don't think we can be ignoring deals like this because of what we want to do. We talked about the significance of bringing in Matheus Cunha. We talked about the significance of the approach for Manchester United. Players that would work in a system going forward past the 3-4-2-1. Like the Athletic have said there, player recruitment this summer for Manchester United is based on players that can work in multiple different systems. Basically buying professional footballers that are not wimps and that are not the pansies that just want to use an excuse because a manager's come in and tried to change what they like doing. That's basically what we're buying. Normal footballers is what I see. And so on that, I think Manchester United are obviously looking towards the future as well. And Bruno Fernandes is not the future of Manchester United. He is a Ruben Amorim player. So if Ineos are going to take charge of this recruitment and they are going to buy players that are not just fitted to Ruben's system, to multiple systems, then maybe they're looking at Bruno Fernandes and making room for players to come in for Bruno Fernandes for the future of this football club. I'm guessing at this point there has been no concrete yes or no. That will come. The end of this month is the deadline. So we've got, less than a week to go until Bruno needs to make a decision. It's basically going to be, get the Malaysia games out of the way, tell us. That's the decision time. That's what we've got to wait it out anyway. So it's 1 more week to go, and then Bruno Fernandes will be telling everybody where his future lies. Personally, still feel like Manchester United, Ruben wants to keep him. If you were to ask me now where I was going with Bruno and what I think might happen, I would say possibly it's like a 60-40 Bruno stays. That's how close this is. There is serious thought of Bruno Fernandes leaving Manchester United. Like what the Muppetiers were reporting yesterday and a few others before the game, there is a real consideration from Manchester United on this offer on the table for Bruno Fernandes. And I think he could still be heading out of the exit door at Manchester United to make room. Now, if Bruno is sold, Garnacho is sold, United could go out and buy another 10 and another striker if they wanted to. They could also go out and buy a number 8 as well. We talked about Joe Bellingham being off the table now that he is officially a Premier League player with Sunderland as well. No word on that. I think that's now going to go quiet. I think it's going to be difficult for Manchester United to prize Joe Bellingham away now. I think he would be fully happy to stay at Sunderland now and have a season in the Championship, and then have a similar situation with what happened with Delap. If they go back down, then he's sold to a Premier League club. So I think his value is just going to go through the roof now. And there's no way that Manchester United are going to be able to get Joe Bellingham in for a 30 million price tag. Unfortunately, I think that takes that deal off the table. Unless United are hell-bent on bringing him in, I just don't see how now, with them being a Premier League team, United can get that deal at that price. And I think that is why we will be looking elsewhere. Can we still attract the big guns? Now, this now is where this window, and I am going to be very, very busy. Very busy, because I know for a fact that now that everybody's season has finished, we are going to be absolutely inundated with updates and news literally throughout every single day. This first couple of weeks of this new transfer window is going to be crazy. It really is. So stay tuned and make sure that you're up to date. You've got your notifications on as well, because we're going to be mad. Double A is in the chat. Hello, Double A. We have to take the money provided Amrim gets all of it for players. Well, yeah, I think and I do believe that if Bruno is sold, that we will take all of that money and it will be provided for players. I believe in that. I do. There's no other money available. No one else is bringing money in. And United, if they are hell-bent on taking us back to the top and making us profitable, we need to be further up that Premier League. We did gain another 6 million in terms of position as in the league with our win yesterday. So that's good. At least a little bit of money there. Obviously, we will get now more confirmation on the Alvaro Fernandes compensation that we've got with the sell-on clause from Benfica to Real Madrid. So that money will be coming in. We're keeping our eyes on the Mason Greenwood situation as well now. And yeah, I think we are in now into the jaws of the real juicy bit of the transfer window now. And everybody's scrambling around in this first couple of weeks of June to get deals done. It's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait to see what happens through every single club, just to see what big moves are actually made, I think, more than anything. Right, let's get a few comments in. Adam, do you think fugitive Ten Hag will go for any United players if he does? Who do you think will get a Ten Hag call? Look, I've said before, my swerve ball for Garnacho might be Leverkusen, with Ten Hag being there. Is he interested in Antony now that he's actually found his form again? If Manchester United want to do business with Leverkusen for Erik Ten Hag, I'm sure that Manchester United could fetch a fair price. It depends. It's going to be interesting to see what Ten Hag goes for. Jadon Sancho to Bayer Leverkusen is definitely off. I think we can say that, because there was a link to Leverkusen for Sancho. With Ten Hag as a manager, that ain't happening. We know that for certain. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting who goes over to Leverkusen, because they're obviously going to lose Wirtz. They've lost Frimpong. So there is room and money to spend for a Champions League side there with Ten Hag. It's lucky that he's actually got that job, to be honest. He really is. But look, good luck to him at Leverkusen. Hopefully he does take a couple of United players to help us out as well. Like he did leave us in this shit with some of these players. So we can maybe dig us out of it as well a little bit. And this little parting gift from Baldy's Best. And take a couple of our duck eggs away, please, Eric. You're more than welcome to him. And maybe Ten Hag can come for Leacher. Love the guy, but too injury prone, and now becoming the new Shaw. Interesting. We need another 6 signings of Cunha quality. I want 7 starters, not 3 starters and 4 potential players, says Double A. In terms of the player, I've always said any transfer and any priority over a certain transfer for Manchester United this summer has to be a player that comes into the first 11. It has to make the starting 11 better. The squad will take care of itself. We've got players starting now that are probably squad players. So we just need to replace them and tell them that they now have to fight for their place in the side. Simple as. That's it. And I think that we will go down that road. I think we'll get there. I really do. I think Manchester United, with these 2 signings coming in, and just to go over all of the news that we started with as well, in case you're just joining us on the show. Obviously, last night we got the Here We Go from Romano and Matheus Cunha. He's going to take Marcus Rashford's number 10 shirt. Ooh, I love that. That was the best bit about that whole thing from last night, because that is saying, no matter what happens with his club that he's at the moment, Villa, and Barcelona saying, no, Rashford, you're still out, mate. go find a club. So Cunha done through and over the line. United player. Fantastic news. Then you've got the update that came from the Telegraph last night. Obviously, a few more journalists this morning have jumped onto the news that Liam Delap has decided to join Manchester United, and that is going to be announced this week. We'll see if that's true. We'll see. But Delap and Cunha do, I feel, in current Manchester United players that we've got, go straight into United starting 11. I do. Right now, so let's just have a look at the current Manchester United team. We know that Eriksen, Lindelof and Evans have all left. We know that Garnacho is going, Marcus Rashford and anyone who's out on loan is not coming back in. So what would our 11 be right now? Obviously, starting from the back, honestly, just taking injuries into consideration here as well, my back line would be, knowing that De Ligt is nearly back, and it pains me to say this because I would actually think about putting Aiden Heaven. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go with Heaven because De Ligt's not fully back. Yoro and Maguire. That's my back three. At the moment, I would have Bain there because he's not been sold yet, and hopefully Onana is gone. So we'd have that. We'd have Bain there and go. We'd have a back three of Yoro, Heaven, and Maguire. The wing backs would obviously be at the moment. I would play. Ooh, this is a juicy one because Ahmad did look all right yesterday in that. But no, I'm going to avoid it. What I'm going to say here is I'm going to go with, right now, with no other transfers done, Dalot right, Dorgu left. I'll have Bruno and Casemiro in the middle. I know it's not ideal. We need to change that, but going with what we've got now. Cunha, Ahmad, Delap. That would be Man United. That's a realistic team right now with what we're hearing. Well, it's not really, sorry, but Delap hasn't signed yet. We're just talking about the big if, which is in the offing right now. Stephen, just renewed his membership. Adam, would you take Vardy on a free as a backup? I don't think United are in the market for players like that, personally. Would I take him? I'd have loved Vardy at Man United about 4 years ago. I think that was the perfect time to take him. But no, I wouldn't right now. I wouldn't. I hope Leverkusen is relegated, says Mane. Poor old Eric, eh? Look, he's dug his own grave, that man. But we'll see. I'll be watching Leverkusen under Erik ten Hag to see how they actually do progress, if they do it, if they get any better. Well, actually, good point there from Liam, actually. We've got Diego Leon coming in. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. Let's just mix it up a bit. I'm going to go Diego Leon on the left, and then I'm going to go Dorgu on the right, because Dalot looked like he came on and got off injured again yesterday. Nightmare. So yeah, I'll go Leon, I'll go Dorgu, then I have the same midfield and that forward line, just to mix it up. I'm playing a bit of a game. Don't go in on me, please, on that one, everybody. Make sure that you pop your teams in there as well in the comments section when the video finishes. But yes, also in terms of the news, Andre Onana is likely to leave. There is a real opportunity for him to go, says Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United have lined up several goalkeepers. They will buy a goalkeeper this summer. It will happen. So that is also there. Garnacho's people are pushing as hard as Manchester United are to get him out of the football club. It isn't all on what is happening with Manchester United. Garnacho wants out of the club as well. Just on Garnacho here, Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manna is set to meet with Manchester United over a possible deal for Alejandro Garnacho. I'm just going to open this up here just to find the actual report on this one. Yeah, this has come from iPaper Sport talking about this. Now, how serious this is, I don't know. I think what we're looking at here, any sort of story around Garnacho and anything coming out like this about a potential move, you can take with whatever you want. I think there is a chance that there is going to be these sort of deals going on. These sort of meetings going on anyway, because we know that Garnacho's leaving. So any news or any sort of story you get from any source, there is probably something genuine behind it. I think he'll be talking with everyone. And obviously we know he's spoken with Napoli before. So I feel like this is genuine and there will be organised meets. And I think, yeah, I think he could end up at Napoli. I said, look, that's my number one team where I think Garnacho will end up. I just think it ticks all of the boxes for him. So I can see that happening. I can see Garnacho going to Napoli. And that money to be reinvested into Manchester United's side would be absolutely massive. I think that would be huge. 100% profit for Garnacho. On top of, like I've said before, Alvaro Fernandes, 100% profit as well. That goes a long way for Manchester United. You can get a deal as cheap as you can with Liam Delap, and you've already got Cunha in. I think like Alvaro Fernandes and Garnacho cover the transfers of Cunha and Delap with change, with PSR terms. It does. It really does. So that, I think, is where Manchester United are at with any sort of Garnacho deal. I think they have a price in mind. They just want him gone. They just want the room, I think, so they can move forward and get transfer targets in that they know they realistically need right now. Oh God, this was one that came up just to show you. The Athletic we've released a report yesterday just on Ten Hag and people getting let go and people being sacked by Ineos. Just to play devil's advocate a bit here and just be the middleman. The story of the £175,000 per year body language consultant appointed by Ten Hag at Manchester United. Yeah, let me just say that again. A body language expert consultant was appointed by Ten Hag for 175 grand a week. A year, not a week, a year. The appointment earned the club a lot more money than the actual cost of hiring the expert. Oh, God. Why? Why are these people? This is one of the people that have been let go. This was the article from The Athletic in full, a piece of it on this anyway. Ratcliffe had less regard for what he termed body language consultant earning 175 grand per week at United. It can be revealed that the person in question was hired by Ten Hag to primarily help players recognise relevant facial expressions during penalty shootouts. Ten Hag wanted to improve a record of a 1 win in 6 previous series in terms of penalties and worked with players using the consultant to establish confidence in shooting and saving and also reading the opponent taker or goalkeeper. United beat Brighton and Coventry in this period. The second shootout on the way to winning the FA Cup and qualifying for Europe, raising revenue many times the cost of the consultant. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Let's forget about going 3-0 up and VAR ruling out a winning goal for Coventry by a toenail, to actually looking at this and saying that this earned Man United money because we won the resulting penalty shootout. Oh, God, good God. Seriously, it makes you laugh, doesn't it? Pathetic is what it is. Absolutely pathetic. Oh, God. Just a quick one on Marcus Rashford as well. This is his message at the end of the season, so you know where we're at. We did touch on Marcus earlier on, so just trying to bring up as much information ready to kickstart this window for you as possible. Just a message to thanks to everybody here at Villa for what has injury aside been an incredible few months for me. It is a real special club and I appreciate the way Villa fans embrace me with open arms from the first minutes on the pitch. Manager, team and coaching staff have all been brilliant. I know it is a huge disappointment not to have made the Champions League place, which everyone worked so hard all season for, but I know this club and team will come back stronger. That's not a message really saying anything. It's just a thank you, but that's basically where Rashford is at. What happens from this point forward, I do not know, is the honest answer on this one. I do not know. Quickly, everybody, again, do check out our match bingo. We're having some specials on daily right now on match bingo as well. They are our match day sponsors, but they are doing historical games. They are doing spot games as well, not just the games that are scheduled. So get involved on that as well. Click the QR code on your screen there, everybody, or just hit that link in the description under match bingo. Our match day sponsors. We're carrying on with them through the summer, through all of the Club World Cup and everything else that's going on. So make sure that you do download that. You're missing out if you haven't already. Forever United TV subscribers have already won on Match Bingo. Please do get involved in that as well. Let's get a few more comments quickly just before we finish up. It has been a great show this morning. Thank you, everybody. Absolutely on the mark. We have had a poll running throughout the show. Happy with Cunha and Delap. 72% of you have said yes, and that is with over 2,000 votes on that poll, which is mega. Absolutely mega. Yet we never signed a throwing coach, and I've never seen a team lose possession from their own throw-ins like us, says Jeffrey. Interesting point on that one, yeah. We do that quite a lot. Ross says, we know we were down a physio in a year, and a lot of guys got hurt, but at least their body language was on point. Eric Ten Hag, you pillock. James says, yeah, and he was awful. Atro, he's way too lightweight to play in a midfield. As someone discussing something else there in the chat. Sorry, I've interrupted you there. Apologies. Have a good week, Reds. Here, head to my channel and subscribe. Go and have a look at Double A's channel, please, everybody. He is there in the chat. Go and watch his channel. He's got loads of interesting matchday content on there, please. Double A, one of our mods, and a guest who is always on. You know who he is. Go and give him a good follow there, please, everyone. Subscribe to his channel as well and watch some of his content, please, everyone. Just quickly, Victor Gyökeres has still not made his mind up. He said it's impossible. We'll see what happens in the future. That was said overnight as well, everyone. Departures just as important as signings for me, says Ant. More important, mate, I think. We do need rid. We do need rid because we can't make them important signings until players have gone, is where we're at right now. And that is our show all wrapped up this morning, everybody. Thank you so much. Please give the video a like on the way out. That might take us actually over 500 live likes again. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for all of your input into the show, everybody. And make sure that you do tune in later on today. I'll have you fully updated with everything going on. I think it's going to be busy. Also, do go and check out our other channel, Football Talks, as well. Anybody who's looking for any kits going into the season as well, check out in the description our new kit partner. OK Jerseys is there as well. All of the latest Manchester United gear there. So you can get it a lot cheaper using my link there if you go straight to that. That's it for now, everyone. Like, share, subscribe to Forever United TV.